Hey guys, Marty from Options Unleashed. Welcome to the live stream today, halftime report. Let's see, we got a special one today. We got CPI coming in a little hotter. Let's get into the news first. Then we'll take a look at the spiders, some macro trades, some options trades. This will be a quick halftime report today. Let's take a look at the Discord first. It looks like CPI, the year over year, came in at 6.4 versus 6.2. That's hotter than expected, even though it was 0.1% below prior quarter. So January came in a little hotter than people thought. We think that people thought it was going to be about 6.0 to 6.2, I guess, about a 65% probability there. So people were, it's a little hotter. But then I think the market's trying to they're trying to kind of rationalize the fact that this was the first time that the CPI was readjusted. The calculations are different. They took out basically COVID and I think 2021. So they took out the effects of COVID essentially. But given that, I was expecting really a wild number, either up or down. So I think that was kind of not bad for doing a recalculation. The core CPI was 5.6 versus 5.5, a little hotter. Again, that was probably a lot due to housing they're talking about. So the Fed's still saying, stickier for longer. We kind of knew this. We got Ford cutting jobs in Europe. We've got, I basically kind of was surprised in the morning. Let's take a look right at what happened in the morning. The market the futures were down on that CPI number, coming right into that number. The S&Ps I think were already down 2 this morning, and then it just kind of came back, and I shorted into that rally. I actually did short the SPY, and then I also bought some UVXY calls for a snapback in the VIX. Everything just looked too rosy up in this area around 10 o'clock. I just couldn't believe the S&P was holding up at this area. I didn't really make any adjustments. I knew I wanted to get delta negative. Actually, I was worried that I wasn't too delta negative enough in the morning. I think I was flat, so I ended up shorting the market right at around 10 o'clock, way too early. And then we just had this whoosh down where it looks like we're breaking trend right here on the 1 minute. The VIX on the right, take a look at the VIX really quick. On the 5 minute, it sold off on the news event, spiked back up in the morning. Let me just expand this a little bit for you. Sold off, spiked back up in the morning, and then just been a little bit of chop in here, kind of holding this trend in here. Nothing major. This is a 5 minute chart. I'm expecting the VIX to kind of go higher from here. I mean, I think people in general, even Jim Lebenthal and Fast Money halftime report saying he believes the number was hotter than expected. So, and then you have guys like Jeremy Siegel saying that he's all happy with the number and housing is the reason, and he's thinking that there's going to be not a mild recession, but just no recession. So a lot of people are pricing in right now just kind of no recession, skimming off the surface. But we still have the Fed has to unwind this massive balance sheet. So and if stocks are going to be up in that PE, 1920 PE level for the S&P, I'm not sure where the number is. You guys can correct me in the chat or join my Discord at Options Unleashed and join the conversations. I talk about the daily grind and my opening trades today. I did my UVXY. I also sold an SPX short call that we'll talk about. I sold a call spread, so we'll get into that today. But join the Discord at Options Unleashed. It's in my Twitter profile and also my YouTube profile, and join the conversation. You can see the SPY in here is just kind of grinding it out, holding up in this 410 level. A lot of people still think we're going to go higher. I actually don't think until we fill that gap up at the 420 level, I think you got to think that this thing is going to go a little lower. I'm still thinking that we've got to come down and kind of do a retest. At least the pros are thinking, their big money is going to wait for this retest down in here. There's no really good news there's no catalyst right now on the horizon other than I can tell you what I think. I tweeted this morning. I think that a lot of this is driven right here by Chat GPT and AI. Because if you take a look at your gainers, actually, let's look at the macro first. Everything is kind of lower today, coming back a little bit. Obviously, the dollar's a little stronger, Bitcoin's stronger, but pretty much the Qs are down, spiders are down more, 0.5%, and then you got XRT retail getting pretty much romped in here, down 1%, which is what I had hoped because I'm short a lot of retail names. And if you look at over on the watch list up here, you got Palantir doing well from earnings, MicroStrategy doing well on Bitcoin. You've got some Toast in here, getting a bid, small cap there. You've got NVDA and Tesla. These are your two big movers. NVIDIA up 7, Tesla up 5. And then Uber, I know downtown Josh Brown likes Uber. That's actually a stock that we like as well. Haven't taken a position in it, but you got Uber, and you've got some Boeing in there, and Ulta, and even Ford getting a bid on layoffs, which is, again, a lot of these stocks will go up after they announce layoffs, but that's just a short-term temporary gain. That's short-term good and long-term, medium-term neutral, long-term negative, I think. So you've got, you're going to have some sluggishness in here. I think the markets, you're going to have a lot of people coming in saying the market's overvalued in here. So let's take a look at what I did this morning on the SPX. I basically put on a short call spread. I put on the 42.75, 42.90 call spread. I collected, what was it? $2.50 for that trade. Let me just check really quick. Yeah, $2.30 for that trade this morning. I sold 2 of those, so I'm risking, $2,500 to make $460 by expiration. It's March 3rd, so that would be 17 days. Sorry. March 3rd would be, 17 days to expiration on that. So I just put that trade on. It's up slightly. That was when the market was right at the top this morning. I also went big, probably too big, into UVXY. The VIX looks just too low to me. So I put on 2 different trades because I wasn't getting them off this morning, but I put basically a diagonal. Let's just start with the first one, the February 17th, 24. Let's see. Hold on one sec, guys. The February, 100 of the. There we go. I bought 100 of the Feb 17, 24th of Feb, 6.5 call diagonal. So we can get into this a little bit more. Join the Discord if you want to know how to trade diagonals. But this trade, it was selling for about 4 cents. I got this off at 4 cents. I bought 100 of them. So actually close to 5 cents at the end of the day. Just hoping for a rip higher in the VIX on any catalyst at this point. The VIX is just too low. If you take a look at the UVXY, it's one of those, it's one of those ETFs where you get diminishing returns. But what I'm hoping is for a pop up to that 7 or 8 level, even at the 6.7 level in here. I will take that trade off. And even at the 50, this is the 50-day moving average, but even at that level, the 6, anywhere in that 6 range, I can still take the my positions off. And actually I doubled up on these this morning. So this is kind of the net position. I can make a quick profit if the UVX gets killed in here over the short term. Let's just take a look at other trades I got on. So my winners today happen to be Restoration Hardware, Netflix, Darden Restaurants. And again, actually just to cover the retail trades, because you guys know I'm short retail. I've got a negative delta, right, on retail. So I'm short options in Restoration Hardware, Darden Restaurants, XRT in general. The XRT is the ETF for the retail, right? CMG, Chipotle, playing that one to the downside after earnings. Nike, Target, Home Depot. What else we got? Ulta. Disney's not really a retail trade, but Ulta is kind of retail trade in the cosmetics. I've been long that for many years, but kind of shorting it by options in here just because it's too far. It's run up a lot. It's been a great trade, but it's time to start playing some options to the downside on the Ulta trade. And then someday, if it ever gets back down to normal levels, be a buyer of that again. Marriott, I'm actually long. They had good earnings. So, and I'm trying to get into that in my long account. I would love to own Marriott for the long term. We'll talk about Tesla and NVDA, but and then Wayfair to wrap up my retail. But Wayfair is actually going against me. I'm getting kind of hurt. Now if you saw my other videos, you know that I'm still short NVIDIA, Tesla, and Wayfair, and those guys are kind of hurting me right now, but I'm still fine in terms of my overall theta. I've got tons of theta going on. I'm trying to get even longer theta. But if you take a look at some of the winners, like you got a Netflix in here. Netflix, I'm really happy with this nice strangle that I have on. I've got another 17 days, if you will, till March 3. So another 17 days on this trade. I'll probably take it off. It's right now at, let me just adjust this. It's right now at almost 50%, right? Profit. So that's where we like to take things off. I'll probably try to take these off a little bit. Maybe towards the end of the week, I'll be out of Netflix. Restoration Hardware. Here's another one where moves all over the place. Not a great trading vehicle, but I can't help myself. It's got a lot of option premium in here, but it's not a very liquid market. So be careful with Restoration Hardware. Don't trade like I do in here. This started actually out being started as a Jade Lizard, and then I actually sold the call spread or bought it back, and then I actually ended up selling a call against it. So it's bouncing all over the place. I'm actually surprised it's up today, which is good because it was down yesterday and later last week. Wayfair, I'm getting killed on a little bit, but then I just went out a little bit in duration. I went out to the February 24th and I just sold some calls this morning. Just try to get a little bit more delta, positive, if you will. And then also, I know that I shouldn't be holding these calls, these short puts in here with only couple days to expiration. I know I should be getting out of these. So again, if you're gonna tweet me or chat at me, then I know that I shouldn't be in these. I should be rolling these, but I'm looking for a bounce in Wayfair. It was actually overdue for I took the Jade Lizard down. I took part of it off. I got funny with it, and then it actually started testing that short strike, and then now I had to cover with this longer call. And the show wouldn't be a show without some talk about how we manage our trades, but this is exactly how I'm trying to manage this trade, by selling calls into strength if I can get it. And it's actually, I think Wayfair, I don't know the correlation, but I'm pretty sure it's pretty correlated to the SPY. So it's getting that bid down with the SPY, and so I'm kind of hoping it's kind of a love-hate scenario because I'm short the SPYs, right? But I need Wayfair to have a bounce in here. So that's how Wayfair looks. What else? Take a look at the XRT in general, because retail, as you guys know, is getting hurt the most in here. I've got a Jade Lizard on retail. I'm going to leave this one on. I know it's not the best Jade Lizard because I'm still a loser up in here in this area. And that's only because I didn't want to sell as many. I have 20 20 contracts on a short call spread, right, for this week. But I'm still short only 5, right? Because this would have been a huge premium outlay. So this would be called like a Jade Lizard for less, if you will. It's kind of a poor man's Jade Lizard or a weak Jade Lizard because I'm going to lose on the upside, but I'm still thinking the XRT is overvalued. I'm willing to take that defined risk, if you will, up in this area. I don't think I'm going to be tested on the low side, but don't forget it's positive gamma. So if I get that swoosh down, I'm going to take the trade-off anyway at least 50% profit. So I'm happy with that. Some of the other trades to look at, Service Now. I took off my short puts, I believe, and now I'm just left with short calls going into 17th of March. Kind of happy with that trade. As Service Now, it was down this morning, but if I can get it to continue down, I'll sell puts into that strength. Which is, kind of what we try to do here. Again, I'm not kind of playing any, I'm not doing any strict strangles and things like that. I kind of sell into strength on certain names. So this is one of them. And then Tesla, same thing. Tesla, I sold calls into strength and I'm going to leave my puts on, and I've just got a whole bunch of different dated strangles going on in here. I'm just kind of managing this trade for positive theta, and I'm just trying to get out of the trade with a good win on Tesla. That's about it. Let's just round out the news here by taking a look at this, where the SPY is. It looks like, it's kind of trying to grind back. Let's see where it ends the day. I still think we're in a longer, we're going to see a downtrend. I think that people are going to wake up with maybe it's holding up well because of Valentine's Day. Who knows? But I think later in the week you're going to start to see some talk about the 10-year versus the SPY. There's definitely a differential in there. The bonds are saying one thing and the S&P is saying another. Let's see. The S&P really has to be able to crack this 420 level, guys. And you're going to see a lot of people talk about this. It really has to crack this 418 level off to 420, and then it's got to go higher. Once I think if it can break out of this, if it can actually retest and break through this gap, I would be impressed, and I would actually be in the camp of guys like Tom Gordon, who thinks this is a wave higher, Elliott wave higher. I'm not convinced. I think it's going lower. Tell me what you guys think in the comments. Please join the Discord, and thanks, and have a great rest of your day. Happy Valentine's Day. Hopefully you're taking your significant other spouse out to dinner tonight, just not to Darden restaurants. Just kidding. Have a nice evening. Take care.